welcome to class. Today I'm going to give you a 90-minute Bikram method class, and we're going to take two perspectives today. One, a yogic perspective where we're creating space within the body and bringing the mind and body together. And also we're going to bring in a little bit of a Pilates perspective where we're strengthening the core and moving the limbs from the core. So I'll try and give you as many helpful hints as possible. I'll do some with you, some I'm just going to give you instruction, and hopefully you'll have a great class today. We're outside, so who knows what ambient noise we're going to experience today. It's always an adventure. Start with pranayama breathing, good for your lungs and respiratory system. Inhale by your nose, exhale by your mouth. The whole time use your throat. Your nose and mouth are just a passageway. Breathe as much as possible, as long as possible, as slow as possible. Bring your toes and heels together. Interlock your 10 fingers, move your knuckles underneath your chin. Start with your chin level to the floor. It never dips below that level point. Bring your elbows in toward your body, shoulders down, weight in your heels. Suck your stomach in, exhale your breath, and begin. Inhale by your nose. Reach your elbows nice and wide. Extend your elbows toward the ceiling. Lengthen, lift, and stretch. Stomach in. Exhale, head back. Use your knuckles to gently push your chin back. Bring your palms, wrists, elbows together. High in front of your chest. Elbows squeeze together at the end. Inhale, head down. Close your mouth. Inhale by your nose. Extend, reach, lift your elbows all the way up. Stomach in, even tighter. Press into the midline. Exhale, head back. Use your knuckles to gently push your chin back. Palms, wrists, elbows together. And bring your legs, your rib cage in toward the center line even more. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Reaching the highest point right at the very end. Exhale, take your time. Coordinate your arms, your head, and the breath as you look back. Right here at the end of the 6 counts, now bring your elbows together as you fully express the air. Inhale, draw the air in. Control the breath with your throat. If you find that you're filling your lungs too fast, restrict the throat just a little bit more so it takes 6 full counts to expand your lungs fully. Exhale, head back. Use your knuckles and gently push your chin back, creating some range of motion in the neck and the shoulders, and start to now encourage your body to move a little bit more freely. Elbows touch. Inhale, head down. Keep some gentle pressure between your knuckles and your chin. So here in this breathing exercise, starting to strengthen the back of the neck. Don't forget to squeeze your thighs together. Keep the weight mostly in your heels. Exhale, head back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Elbows touch. Inhale, head down. Breathe in. It takes about 5 to 6 liters of air to fill your lungs. So increase your lung capacity. Fill them fully, expand your arms, reach all the way to the ceiling. Exhale, head back. Maintain all of the length in your spine as you bring the weight into your heels. Now lengthen your toes forward on the mat. Just use your toes for balance rather than gripping the mat. Inhale, head down. Stomach in tighter, lateral expansion at the rib cage. Stretch up taller. Use your arms to lengthen, stretch your spine, your rib cage all the way up. Exhale, head back, stomach in, thighs tighter, squeeze in, rib cage in, stomach in, elbows touch. Last one per set. Inhale, head down. So here, again, filling that 5 to 6 liters of air. Stretch all the way up. Exhale, knowing that even when you exhale completely, there's still about 1 liter of air left in your lungs. See if you can make that maybe just 3/4 of a liter as you exhale completely, elbows together, and then bring your arms down to your sides. Take a moment here. Readjust. Don't assume that you had proper alignment. Go ahead and realign for the second set. Bring your toes and heels together. Weight slightly in your heels with your hips forward. Squeeze your legs together from the bottom all the way up. Tighten through the abdominal wall. Interlock your 10 fingers and make that grip as tight as the squeezing together of your legs. Draw your shoulders down. Set 2. Exhale your breath. Begin. Inhale. Now on the second set, your body's a little more warmed up and a little more pliable, so you probably have more room in your lungs. You've got to take a bigger breath. Exhale, head back. Use your knuckles, palms together, wrists together, elbows touch high in front of your chest. Keep a flat back and a straight spine. Inhale, head down. Now with that flat back and straight spine, press down through your feet, lengthen and lift through the crown of your head as you reach your elbows higher. Exhale, head back. Use your knuckles gently, push your chin back, look back a little further with your eyes. Even if your head doesn't go back further, just look back further with your eyes and reach your elbows more forward. Inhale, head down. Fuller breath. Again, Expand through your lungs and rib cage. Keep your stomach tight so you get some movement in your stiff rib cage. All the way out. Exhale, head back. Now draw the rib cage back in using intercostal muscles. Keep the weight in your heels. Stomach in. Look back further. Elbows touch. Inhale, head down. Again, straight spine. As you inhale, lengthen and lift. Create space in your hips, your knees, and between the vertebrae. Lengthen and lift. Exhale, head back. Use your knuckles to gently push your chin back, palms, wrist, elbows touch high in front of your chest. Inhale, now starting to find your rhythm here. Find your breath rhythm. Use this rhythm throughout the remainder of class. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 3 more breaths. Inhale, even taller. So press down through your feet, lengthen. Use the oppositional force. Press down to lengthen up. Exhale, head back. Gentle pressure between your knuckles and your chin, strengthening the back of your neck. We spend a lot of time during the day looking down at our devices. This is a time to be purposeful with the movement of your neck. Inhale, head down. This one and one more. Lengthen, lift. Make the movement of your arms mimic what your lungs are doing. Lift your elbows and lift your lungs. Exhale. And as now you bring your elbows together, bring the rib cage in, express the air from the lungs, and draw everything into the midline, tightening through the core. Last one. Inhale, the fullest breath you've taken so far. Tight thighs, hips a little forward, keep the weight in your heels, and stretch as tall as you possibly can. Now take in one more little sip of air. Exhale, head back. Take your time on the exhale. Take as long as you need to fully exhale your breath. Bring your elbows together at the end. Nicely done. Half moon pose with hands to feet pose. Ardha Chandrasana with Padahastasana. Toes and heels together. Inhale, arms over your head sideways. Bring your palms together. Interlock your fingers so there's no space between your palms. Get a tight grip. And then release your index fingers, thumbs crossed. Still no space between your palms. Lock your elbows, biceps with your ears. And just like in the breathing exercise, bring the weight into your heels. Suck your stomach in, lengthen, lift, and stretch right, stretch left. Now in this breathing exercise, envision that your spine is kind of like a clock. You've got 12 o'clock, which is straight ahead of you, 6 o'clock, which is straight behind you, 3 o'clock, which is to your right, and 9 o'clock, which is to your left. Those are the exact points on your spine that we are trying to stretch. So when you stretch equally, stop in the middle. Take a deep breath, full lungs, hold the breathing, stretch up, touch the ceiling, absolutely straight line. Slowly bend your body to the right, push your hips to the left beyond your flexibility. Create a tremendous stretch down the entire left side of your body. So again, on a clock, we're stretching at 9 o'clock. So you've got to keep your shoulders in line with your hips rather than arching back. If you arch back, now you're stretching at 10 o'clock. If you bring your shoulders forward, now you're stretching more like 8 o'clock. So shoulders just in line with your hips, reach all the way over, push your hips to the left to create the tremendous stretch on the left side of your body. Now just a little bit more refined. Bring your left hip forward so your 2 hips are in one line, and right shoulder forward. Continue to press through your palms, biceps with your ears, arms and head back, squeezing through your inner thighs, and press your outer hips in. Reach over to the right, push, push. Hold your position. Continue to breathe in and out through your nose. Inhale, come back to center. Again, realign. Take a deep breath. Stretch all the way up, touch the ceiling. Absolutely straight line. Slowly bend your body to the left without bending your elbows or your knees. Continuously push your hips to the right, beyond your flexibility. Create a tremendous stretch down the entire right side of your body, all over, inside out, bones to skin, fingertips to your toes. Check in with your body. See if you are stretching directly at 3 o'clock. And you can make sure that's happening by bringing your left hip forward, or right hip forward rather, left shoulder forward. Lock your elbows, biceps with your ears, squeeze in through your thighs. And again, rather than gripping the mat with your toes, lengthen your toes on the mat. Use them for balance. Stretch to the left. Stomach in nice and tight. Push, push. Inhale, come back to center. Everyone together for backward bend. First, let's start with some relaxation. Relax your neck. Allow your head to fall all the way back. Look for whatever is behind you today, and look for whatever floor is behind you today. Then take a deep breath, lengthen, stretch, and reach back. Touch whatever is closest to you behind you. A wall, a fence, curtain, whatever it is. Push your upper body back. Try to fall down backwards. Take a deep breath. Push stomach, legs, hips, everything forward. floor, more through the upper back. Go back, fall back, way back. Inhale, stop in the center. Suck your stomach in. Stretch forward, hands to feet pose. Soften through your knees if you need to. If you've got tight hamstrings, tight low back. Fingers on the floor, move your hips right and left. And if you keep your heels on the floor, this offers more of a stretch. Once you lift your heels, you start to give your legs a little bit more false space. So give them the space they need. Keep your heels on the floor, move your hips right and left, relax your neck, allow your head to hang heavy, and then bend your knees. Reach around, grab your heels from behind, underneath your heels, step on all 5 fingers of each hand, baby fingers touch side by side, elbows behind your legs on the calf muscles throughout the pose. Pull against your heels, and again, use the opposition. Pull up against your heels to stretch your body down. If holding under the heels is not in your practice today, a C grip to the back of your calf or your Achilles is just fine as long as you touch your stomach on your thighs. So bend your knees if you need to. Touch your stomach on your thighs, touch your chest on your knees, relax your neck, allow your face to one day touch your face on your legs below the knees. Pull your heels and push your knees back by contracting your thighs. Try to lock your knees. The more you contract your thighs, the more the hamstrings will release. So tighten through the front so softness occurs in the back. Roll forward into your toes, pull against your heels, create a tremendous stretching feeling, even a feeling of discomfort all over underneath your legs, inside out, bones to skin. Coccyx to your forehead, coccyx to your toes. Pull your heels, push your knees back, lock your knees. One more time. Exhale your breath, roll forward, press down through your feet, lift through your sitting bones, and lock your knees. Inhale, come up. Arms and head together, arms down to your side. All right, so that first stretch is out of the way, so you've got a little bit more movement in your body. Let's move into the second set. And remember, tight grip. Even use isometric strength. You don't have to move your arms to create strength in your arms. So let's create that strength now. Toes and heels together. Inhale, arms over your head. Palms together first. Interlock your fingers. Release your index fingers. Thumbs crossed. Tight grip. Lock your elbows. Biceps with your ears. Now pull in through your low abdominals. Pull those in toward the spine and lift them up to underneath your rib cage. Take a deep breath, stretch up, bend your body right, push your hips to the left. Right away, bring your left hip forward, right shoulder forward, arms and head back, chin up, body weight stays in your heels, hips a little forward, body weight dominant in your heels, and squeeze your thighs together, stomach in, push your hips left, stretch to the right. So use some strength on the right side of your body, between your lowest right rib and the top of your hip. Strengthen that area, tighten it, and create therapeutic stretching on the left side of your body as you come over and push. Close your mouth, breathe in and out through your nose, and if you tuck your chin into your chest, bring your neck back into a neutral position. Come all the way over and push, push. Inhale, come back to center, stop in the middle, take a deep breath. Full lungs, stretch up, touch the ceiling, absolutely straight line. Slowly bend your body to the left without bending your elbows or your knees. Contract your thighs. Suck your stomach in, reach your arms over to the left, push your hips to the right, and bring your left shoulder forward, bring your right hip forward, stretching again, this time through 3 o'clock on the clock. Come all the way over and push, push, push. Inhale. Now it's time to stretch through 12 o'clock, the very front of your spine. First, relax your neck. Drop your head back. So already opening up through the throat. Take a deep breath. Stretch up, look back, reach back. Try to touch the wall behind you. Go back, push your upper body back. Try to fall down backwards. Now, how do you counter that? Everybody together right now. Take a deep breath. Push your stomach, legs, hips. Push it all forward as you reach back in opposition. Go back, fall back, more back. Inhale, come up. Doesn't have to be a big backward bend to be effective. Suck your stomach in, stretch forward with a flat back and a straight spine. Move into your warm-up. So now, moving through the 6 o'clock part of the spine. So now we've gotten all 4 of the major components of the spine. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Grab your heels from behind or the back of your legs, whatever you can get today. If you're doing the back of the legs, start to work your hands down over time. Bring your elbows closer together behind your legs on the calf muscles and pull against your heels to stretch your body down from your lower spine toward the floor. Touch your stomach on your thighs. That's important because your thigh bones are straight. So in theory here, if we apply the stomach to the thighs, now we're stretching the spine in a straight fashion as well. Touch your stomach on your thighs, touch your chest on your knees, relax your neck, touch your face on your legs below the knees. Now, second set, bring your elbows closer together, broaden and stretch through your upper back and shoulders, pull your heels, push your knees back,
Try to lock your knees. Roll more into your toes. Let the weight be dominant in the toes for this one. Contract your thighs, lock your knees. Exhale, breathing, lock your knees, roll forward. One more time, lock your knees. Inhale, come up. Arms and head together, arms with your ears, stretch all the way up at the top, and arms down to your side. Moving now into some strength, core strength, thigh strength with awkward pose, Utkatasana. Start with your feet together. Step your right foot to the right, 6 inches distance between your toes and your heels, so your heels are directly behind your toes through all 3 parts of the pose. Bring your arms up parallel to the floor, elbows locked, tricep muscles tight, solid, contracted, and all 5 fingers together energize the arms. Suck your stomach in, exhale, sit down into your chair, feet flat, spine straight, 100% body weight in your heels, lift your chest up. Bend your total spine, backward bending, bring your upper body back. So create a C curve from the side, starting with a straight spine, lift your chest, arch your upper body back, suck your stomach in, 6 inches between toes, heels, knees, hands. Lift your chest up more, sit down a little bit more. Bring the body weight back, center of gravity, shift it back, go back, fall back, way back. Inhale, come up, all the way up onto your toes. So maintaining the same 6 inches between toes and heels. Come all the way up, spine, chest, head, whole upper body. Stretch up to the ceiling, lengthen like I'm pulling you up by the crown of your hair. Suck your stomach in, bend your knees, flat back, straight spine, slide down the wall. If you find that your chest is leaning forward, just tuck your tailbone under just a little bit. That will give you some space to bring your upper body back. Flat back, straight spine, stretch your arms more forward, sit down into the chair, slide your hips and head down that flat wall. Now lift your knees up toward the ceiling, come up higher on your toes, and sit down into the chair, but not below the chair. Inhale, come up. Heels down. Strengthen your arms again. Energize the arms. Don't lose any energy there. Come up a little bit on your toes, and bring your knees together nice and tight. You just have to come up just a little bit off of your heels. Suck your stomach in, and again, flat back, straight spine, slowly you go down. Now in this process, if you find you've got some sharp pains in the knees, rise above that sharp pain and hold where you can feel strength, you can feel flexibility without feeling sharp pain. If you can go all the way down, come all the way down until there's a 1/2 inch gap between your hips and heels. Keep some space there so you keep activity in the muscle, and pardon the pun, but you keep the heat on your thighs. Squeeze your knees together. Suck your stomach in. Point your knees down just a little bit. Thighs parallel to the floor. Arms parallel to your thighs. Spine perfectly straight. From the side, your body makes a box. Take a deep breath. Squeeze your knees together. Inhale. Slowly come all the way up. Right leg steps back. Arms to your side. Take a moment. Allow your shoulders to fully relax. Set 2. Right foot steps out 6 inches between toes, 6 inches between your heels. Bring your arms up parallel to the floor. Elbows locked. Triceps tight. Have your hands and shoulders mirror what your toes and heels are doing. So toes ahead of heels, fingers ahead of shoulders. Suck your stomach in. Exhale. Sit down into your chair. So hips just barely above the level of your knees. Start with a flat back and a straight spine. Start with your feet flat position, and then from there, lift your chest up. Bend your total spine backward bending. Bring your upper body back. Suck your stomach in. Suck it in. Tighten it up. Hold it in. Maintain hips at a low level. Don't start to rise over time because you feel the muscle contract in the thigh and it gets a little bit fatigued. Don't worry about that. Let it fatigue. We're trying to work deeply into the muscle. Lift your chest. Work the back muscles. Suck your stomach and support your back. As you go back, fall back. Inhale, come up. Keep your arms right there. Come all the way up onto your toes. Now hold that position. Now come up just a little bit higher on your toes. Hold right there. Suck your stomach in. Stay nice and high on your toes and bend your knees. Keep reaching your arms forward. Flat back, straight spine. Come up higher on your toes. Stomach in. Reach the crown of your head to the ceiling. Lift your knees up to the ceiling. Come up higher on your toes and sit down into your chair, but not below the chair. Inhale, come up. Heels down. Third part, come up a little bit on your toes. Bring your knees together. Suck your stomach in. Exhale. Slowly you go down. And again, if pain informs you to stop, then listen to your body. Pain is an excellent guide. Stomach in. Come all the way down nice and slow. 1/2 inch gap between your hips and your heels. Keep your knees together. Point your knees down. Stomach in. Now, if you do feel like you've got a little bit of some range in your knees today and you want to test that range, you can lift and lower, but as you lower, never go lower than that 1/2 inch gap between your hips and your heels. Keep your thighs
nice and activated. Squeeze your legs together, everybody. Suck your stomach in. Inhale, and slowly come all the way back up. Right leg steps back, arms to your side. All right, take some nice breaths. Eagle pose. We've got one more, then we'll take our water break together. Bring your toes and heels together. Inhale, arms over your head sideways. Cross your right arm under your left. Cross your arms, twist like ropes. Bring your palms together. If your palms don't readily come together, you can interlace your fingers to press the palms together. And then once you do, release the fingers so they go back up toward the ceiling. Pull your elbows down. Fingertips eventually go below the nose. Whichever arm is on top, this time it's left. It's the left shoulder that tries to pop up. So pull it down, both shoulders level. Suck your stomach in. Sit down into your chair. Lift your chest, upper body back in right leg, up and over. Cross your legs, twist like ropes. Put your right foot under your left calf muscle. All 5 toes visible in the front mirror. Sit down more, twist like ropes, arch your upper body back. No gap between your ankle and calf muscle. Now, no worries if your foot doesn't wrap and you've got a nice squeeze, you're getting all the benefits from the pose. So don't worry about the wrap if you don't have it. But what we can worry about is bringing the knees to the right so the left hip comes forward. Bring your elbows to the left so your right shoulder comes forward. Suck your stomach in. A little more arch in the spine. Arch your upper body back. Sit down lower, especially if you're wobbling. Bring your shoulders back more so they're more over your hips. Change. Toes and heels together. Inhale. Nice opportunity to gain some strength and control over your arms. Palms together. Pull your elbows down. Coordination, very important skill within the body. Pull your elbows down. Suck your stomach in. Sit down into your chair. Upper body back. Stay low. Left leg up and over. Cross and twist. So hopefully one day, if you're doing this and you have enough of a practice ingrained, you can possibly do this just with the audio and maybe have an opportunity to look at your alignment in the mirror. That will help you, especially in this pose. So here, as you bring your knees to the left, you can see that alignment of your knees and ankles arriving at the center of your body. Bring your elbows to the right so your left shoulder comes forward. Now everything, your limbs are nicely aligned through the center of your body. Now squeeze your rib cage in, so tight through the abdominal wall. Everything in toward the midline of your body. Arch your upper body back. Change. Toes and heels together. Set 2 right away. Arms over your head and bring it in. Right arm underneath your left. So therapeutic stretching at the shoulders. Pull your elbows down. Suck your stomach in. Upper body back. Right leg up and over. But you can't get the therapy of the stretch unless you also balance it out with some strength. So use the strength and the power in your left leg to support your body as you bring your right leg up and over and stretch through your right hip. Use the strength of your abdomen to help you lift and arch your upper body back. Pull your elbows down using the strength of both arms to stretch through your upper back and shoulders and press, squeeze everything into the midline of your body. Even if you struggle with the balance, squeeze in, make it all tighter. It will eventually help you with the balance and arch your upper body back. Change. Toes and heels together. Inhale, arms overhead. Left arm underneath your right. Cross and twist. Pull your elbows down. Suck your stomach in. Sit down into your chair. Lift your chest. Strength through your supportive right leg. Flexibility in the left hip as you bring your left leg up and over. Squeeze your legs together. Squeeze them together. So not just top leg, squeezing over to your right. Squeeze your bottom leg, the leg that you're standing on, squeeze that over to the left. Simultaneously squeezing your legs in opposite directions, and same with your arms, but don't lose sight of the core strength. So suck your stomach in, lift and arch your upper body back as you continue to sit lower and pull your elbows lower. Change. Toes and heels together. Inhale, arms over your head, and arms down to your side. Now here, take your party time if you need a quick sip of water. Just going to talk to you for just a moment about standing head to knee pose. Standing head to knee pose is a standing and balancing pose. So if you're doing those things, you're getting all of the benefits. No worries about kicking out and doing all that stuff. If you do have the balance and you can stand on a straight leg, then add to it the kicking out so you further challenge your balance. All of these extra things, kicking out, head to knee, there are ways that you can further challenge your strength and balance. But the basic pose, this is the pizza. This is what we're going for. Kicking out head to knee, now we're adding a few more toppings on. But the point is still to have at least the basic pizza. So let's do it. Wipe your hands, bring your toes and heels back together, shift your weight to your left leg, suck your stomach in, round forward, and hold your right foot 3 inches below the toes. If it's not in your practice to hold under your foot, pull your stomach in, round forward over your thigh, and reach in the direction of your foot, because soon enough, you'll be able to reach your fingers down and get under there as you continue to work for it. Everybody, focus on your left knee. Push your left knee back, contract your thigh, and lock your left knee. Your left leg should be solid, concrete, ramp post, unbroken, no knee. If your left leg is solid and your left knee is locked, inhale slowly, gently, right leg lift up. Stretch forward. Kick your heel out. Everybody, no matter where your right leg is in space, flex your right foot, turn your toes in towards your face, all 5 toes turning in. If your standing leg is bending, this posture hasn't quite started for you yet. Start again. Kick your heel out, turn your toes in, and if both knees are locked, bend your elbows down. Elbows touch, elbows eventually go below. Reverse opposite the way you went in, toes and heels together, and come back to your equal standing pose. Take a moment here just to realign. Wipe your hands if you need to. Shift your weight to your right leg, interlock 10 fingers, and hold underneath your foot 3 inches below the toes, or reach in the direction of your foot. Right away, you can start by flexing those toes up towards your face so you get the stretch in the Achilles tendon. If you can hold underneath the foot, nice and tight grip. And everybody, shift your focus to your supportive leg now. Straighten your leg fully, contract your thigh, lock your knee, tighten the thigh to pull up on the knee capsule, allowing for some space in that area. If your right knee is locked, then inhale slowly, gently, left leg lift up, with the intention of one day having both knees locked and both legs straight. It's baby steps, and you've got to crawl before you walk, so every little step along the way, whether you're here, 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 all of those are the pose as long as you're standing on a straight leg. So do that first, kick your heel out, flex your foot, then when both knees in your practice are locked, start to bend your elbows down. Elbows touch. Elbows go below your calf muscle. Hold your position. And reverse. Come out opposite the way you went in. Toes and heels together. And you can do a mini back bend if that feels good for you, or you can hold your position and stand still. Second set. Wipe your hands. Stomach in. Again, anytime you round forward, pull your abdominals in to be supportive of your low back. Round forward, hold your right foot or reach in the direction of your right foot. Evenly distribute your body weight through the sole of your left foot. Get a nice and tight grip. Straighten your left leg fully by contracting your left thigh to tighten at the knee. If you've got a bend, no worries. You just work on straightening the leg. That's your work for today. If your left leg is straight, inhale, slowly, gently, right leg lift up. Stretch forward, kick your heel out, turn your toes in, flex your foot from the ankle toward your face with all 5 toes turning in. If your standing leg is bending, try it again. If both knees are locked, bend your elbows down. If your elbows touch and then you can create some more space in your shoulders, bring your elbows down, then change your gaze to the floor, look at your stomach, touch your forehead to your knee. Then come out exactly how you went in. Sometimes we wobble, sometimes we fall. No worries, toes and heels touch. Second set, wipe your hands. Shift your weight to the right leg, interlock 10 fingers, and hold your left foot. Now this is a great opportunity. Check in with your right foot. Press down evenly through the toe side of your foot, the heel, and then the left and the right edge of your foot. You're gonna find that throughout this pose, your body shifts a little bit on your foot. No worries, always try and bring it back to a really even position against the floor. Push your right knee back, contract your thigh, lock your knee. Inhale slowly, gently, left leg lift up. Stretch forward. And physically kick your heel forward. Feel your entire leg shift forward from your body. If both knees are locked, bend your elbows down, and if you can't quite seem to get your elbows to go below, soften your shoulders a little bit. Allow a little bit more movement in your shoulders, so as you bring your elbows down, you can take some of that space from your shoulders and bring it to that downward motion of the elbows. And then you can bring your body down, chest down, tuck your chin to your chest, look at your stomach, forehead to your knee. Change. Reverse opposite the way you went in. Toes and heels together. Either stand still or give yourself a little mini back bend. Standing bow pulling pose. Dandayamana Dhanurasana. Bring your toes and heels together. And bring your right hand out. Palm facing out. Reach down. Hold your right ankle from the inside. All 5 fingers together. Left leg still straight. Bring your right knee in. Left arm up. Shoulder with your chin. Take a deep breath. Stretch up. Charge forward. Simultaneously kick your right leg back. are parallel to the floor, mostly your abdomen, because you should have a really nice backward bend in this pose. Look for your toes coming over the center of your head. Bring your body down and kick. Now kick your right leg back so your right shoulder goes back, invisible behind your left shoulder in the mirror. Two shoulders in one line, kicking and stretching, equal, simultaneous. Bring your body down, stretch forward, kick. The harder you kick, you can balance forever. Bring your body down, kick. Look straight ahead, kick. Reach forward, touch whatever's ahead of you, kick. Change. Toes and heels touch. Arms to your side. Left hand out, palm facing up. Reach down, hold your left ankle. You might find too that if you're in a non-heated environment, you feel this a lot more in your quad. Good for you. Right arm up in front of you. Lock your right knee. Bring your knees together. Start. Take a deep breath. Stretch up. Charge forward. Simultaneously kick your left leg back and up behind you. Bring your body down. Reach forward. Touch the mirror. Touch the wall. Touch the door. Whatever's in front of you. Point your toes. You might not be able to see your toes coming over the top of your head. See if you can feel your toes coming over the top of your head. Kick your left leg back, left shoulder goes back, invisible behind your right shoulder, two shoulders in one line. Can you bring your abdomen down just a little bit more? Stretch the back of your right leg, stretch the front side of your left hip. Two shoulders in one line, stretching, reaching, touch the mirror, touch the wall, touch whatever's in front of you, body down and kick, kick, change. Toes and heels together, arms to your side. Nice, take a breather. So you're getting a nice little backward bend. And this time you are kind of bending off of those main points of the clock. So you're bending more like at 4 and 5 o'clock, bending more at 7, 8 o'clock with that backward bend. Right side. Set 2. Hold your ankle. Bring your knees together to start. Left arm up in front of you. Take a deep breath and kick. So bring your knees together to start. So here as you kick, you at least have a fighting chance of keeping your right toes more in the center. Chest down, stretch forward, reach forward. Touch whatever's in front of you. Nicely done. You got it. Body down and kick. Stretch forward and kick. Chest down, kick up. Body down, kick up. One more time. Change. And we've got one last side, one last set. Left hand out, second set, second side. Reach down, hold your ankle. And again, bring the knees together. Now at least your foot is somewhat behind your head. Right arm up in front of you, shoulder with your chin. Take a deep breath, charge forward. Stretch forward. Touch whatever's ahead of you. Chest down a little more. Arching through your lower left back, arching through your upper back. Bring the weight more forward into your right foot toes and kick, kick, change. Toes and heels together. Awesome job, you guys. Time to spike the heart rate with balancing sticks. So find whichever side of your mat works for you and come all the way to that back side of your mat. Toes and heels together. Here, spiking the heart rate by bringing your arms and your legs as far away from the heart as possible, forcing it to really work hard in a very controlled way. You've got to step forward right away. If you miss even a millisecond of this pose, you miss a lot of it because it's such a short pose. Toes and heels together. Inhale, arms over your head sideways, palms together, interlock your fingers, release your index fingers, thumbs crossed, tight grip, hips forward, upper body back. Inhale, right leg, step forward, a big step. Lock both knees, arms and head together, whole body comes down. Arms, head, chest, leg, everything parallel to the floor. From the side, make a capital letter T as in Tom. Now bring your eyes slightly forward, more to the top of your mat. Raise your arms, raise your left leg, lock your knee, point your toes. Change, step back, toes and heels touch, hips forward, upper body back. Left leg step forward, lock both knees, arms and head together. Whole body comes down. Keep your arms from angling down. Raise your arms up. If you can see your tricep in your periphery, you need to raise your arms a little higher. Lock your right leg knee. Eyes a little forward, stomach in. Stretch, stretch, change. Step back. Toes and heels touch. Arms to your side. Just a couple of quick breaths. Just enough to let that heart rate dip for only a moment. And then right back at it. Toes and heels together. Arms over your head. Palms together. Pull in through your abdominals. Lengthen, lift your spine. Get taller as you step forward on the right leg. Lock both knees. Arms and head together. Whole body comes down. Eyes slightly forward. Raise your left leg up and lock both knees, both legs by contracting your thighs. Straighten your arms. Press your palms together. Press your biceps into your ears. Stretch, stretch, change, step back without missing a beat. Hips forward, upper body back. Left leg step forward. Big
both knees. Arms and head together, whole body comes down. Chest down, leg up. Eyes a little forward. Chest down more, right leg up more. As much as you bring your chest down, that's how much you bring your right leg up. Stretch, stretch, change. Toes and heels together. Arms to your side. Take a quarter turn. Face whichever direction works for you. We will be stepping to the right, so just make sure you're at a left side of your mat, whatever works for you. Standing separate leg stretching pose, Dandemana, Vipattapada, Paschimottanasana. For this one, I'm actually going to turn sideways because there's just a little tweak that might be fun for you to work on. So toes and heels together. Inhale, arms over your head. Step to the right, 4 feet. Arms down, parallel to the floor. 2 heels in one line. Feet either straight ahead or slightly pigeon-toed. And a lot of us, we've got this tendency to do this great big swan dive, but when you do that, what happens is now you've created some gentle compression here with more opening here. But the idea is to stretch the spine evenly. 12, 6, 3, and 9 o'clock evenly. So here, as you go down, pull in through your abdomen, and instead of arching, keep your spine nice and flat, and go down with a flat back and a straight spine. If you've got tenderness in the back of your legs or your low back and you have to soften your knees, no problem. Put your fingertips on the mat. Place some weight into your fingertips. Get some of that weight out of your legs so you can slowly over time work on straightening your legs. But if you can go down with straight legs, then grab your heels from the sides. If you can't grab your heels, grab the sides of your feet. Pull against your heels, roll into your toes, and stretch your body down from your lower spine toward the floor like you're trying to touch your head on the floor right in between your feet. Now, if your head is touching right now, walk your feet in, because as you are trying to stretch your spine, if the mat creates an artificial barrier, then you're no longer able to stretch. So always it's like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. As much as you try and get to it, it never quite exists. So head to the floor never quite exists. It's just the direction of movement for you so you can stretch your spine. First leg stretch, then hips, lower spine, middle spine, eventually whole body stretching, 360-degree angle stretching, coccyx to your forehead, coccyx to your toes, and all with a smiling, happy face. Pull your heels, roll forward, hips directly above your ankles, and try to touch your forehead on the floor between your feet, or try to straighten your legs one more time. Inhale, come up. Arms over your head, step in, arms down side. So by this point, you should be feeling a little more loosened up and ready for set 2. Toes and heels together. Inhale, arms over your head sideways, right leg step to the right, and adjust your feet either straight ahead or slightly pigeon-toed rather than turning out. Stomach in, and again, work on that flat back instead of that curve in the spine. Stretch it forward. Stretching the back, the front, and both sides of your spine equally. Grab your heels, and now from that low back area, stretch your spine down toward the floor. Use oppositional movement. So here, as you press down through your feet, lift up through your sitting bones to stretch and lengthen the back side of your legs. As you pull up against your heels, lengthen and stretch your spine down. So always using opposite movements, oppositional movements, to create more length and strength within the body. Roll forward, try to touch your forehead on the floor in between your feet, and not just relying on your arms for this stretch. You've got a lot of strength in your stomach and the muscles surrounding your spine. So use those muscles right now to lengthen more toward the floor. Pull, roll forward, touch your forehead on the floor right in between your feet. Inhale, come up. Arms parallel to the floor, arms over your head, step in, arms down side. Triangle pose, coming up next. And I know I'm a psycho. I love triangle pose. So just for today, just love it with me. Step to the left of your mat, bring your toes and heels together. Inhale, arms over your head, step to the right, 4 feet, really big step. So if on the last one you were able to take a smaller step, this is not the one to skip on. Be generous with your step. 2 heels in one line. Start with your feet straight ahead. Start with strong arms. Finish with strong arms. And turn your right foot out all the way till it's parallel to the front edge of your mat. Inhale, bend your right knee and sit down so that your right knee is stacked somewhere over your ankle or foot without surpassing your toes. Sit down, upside down, letter L, hips forward, upper body back. Then move your arms, right elbow in front of your right knee. Now if that means that you don't actually touch between your big and second toe, so be it. Don't worry about it. It's more important to have a straight line from your left armpit down to the outside edge of your left ankle. Reach your two arms in opposite directions. If you touch the floor, don't put pressure with your fingertips against the floor. Continue to let your core and your legs support you. Stretch your arms in opposite directions. Look up toward the ceiling so the profile of your face is visible to whatever's in front of you. Two arms reaching, stretching, equal opposite directions. Bring your left hip just a little down and forward. That's going to give you more space to bend at the right knee. Push your right knee back. Reach down, touch between your big and second toe, and turn to twist your upper body back. Inhale, come up. Turn your right toes in, turn your left toes out. Now, second side is always more challenging because you're experiencing a little bit of fatigue from first side. Just breathe through it. Bend your left knee. Sit down. Find your upside down L. Knee right over your foot somewhere without going forward of your knees. Hips forward, upper body back, spine straight in the center. Move your arms. Left elbow in front of your left knee. Reach down, touch between your big and second toe. No pressure on the floor with your fingertips. Stretch and reach your right arm up, two arms reaching, stretching, equal opposite direction. Bring your right hip a little down and forward. Push your left knee back, reach down, touch your toes, turn and twist your upper body back. Right knee locked, right foot flat on the floor. Inhale, turn your left toes in, arms over your head, step in, arms down. So triangle pose is a real challenge for you and you're not quite so open in your hips. Your triangle pose might look a little more like this. Work on the straight lines, work on the strength. It's all good. Let's do second set. Toes and heels together. Inhale, arms over your head. Right leg, step to the right. Arms down parallel, hips forward, upper body back. Now avoid the bump out. Bring your spine straight up and down during the setup. Right toes out, spine still straight up and down. Bend your right knee. Hips forward, upper body back. Move your arms. Right arm down, left arm up. Create space between your collarbones, between your shoulders. So stretch your arms from the shoulders. Left arm reaching up, right arm reaching down. Perfect marriage between your heart and your lungs. Look up to the ceiling as you're able to. Reach down toward the floor, left hip forward, and twist back. Change. Inhale, come up. Turn your right toes in, and again, avoid that bump out. So draw the hips back to the center line so your spine is in the center line. Turn your left toes out. Bend your left knee, spine still in the center line. So you're giving your body the same advantage on this side that you gave it on the other side. And then move your arms as you're able to. Left arm down, right arm up, and stretch up. Stretch down with your left arm and shoulder, stretch up with your right arm and shoulder, pull in through your abdominals, and twist your upper body back. Change. Turn your left toes in, arms over your head, step in, bring your arms down to your sides. Good, take a couple of breaths. Standing separate leg, head to knee pose. Dandayamana, Padma Janushalasana. Good news about this is that no matter the proportion of your body or the anatomy of your body, by bending your knee in this pose, you're able to make your body, this pose, fit together like pieces of a puzzle. Toes and heels together. Inhale, arms over your head, palms together. Cross your thumbs. So this is more of a challenging grip because here you just have your arm strength, your shoulder strength to press the palms together. Right leg step to the right, 3 feet, 36 inches. Turn to the back side of your mat. Twist your left hip forward so your two hips face the back side of your mat equally. Two heels in one line, backside foot, 45-degree angle, arms and head together. Pull in through your stomach. Exhale your breath. Round in, tuck your chin to your chest. Look at your stomach. And try to touch your forehead on your knee. If your forehead, like me, does not touch your knee, bend your knee and bring your forehead and knee together that way. Suck your stomach in. Hands, whether they're separate or together in prayer position, press your fingertips into the floor, pull in through your abdominals, and press down through your back foot. That will help you create the arch. Shift a little bit more weight forward into your right leg so that your right hip comes up and your left hip comes down. Two hips in one line. Now right here at the end, even if your forehead separates, try to lock your knee, palms together, and round your spine back out just the same way you went in, with your head and arms arriving at the top last. Turn to the front and turn to the opposite side. It's normal for your feet to kind of creep in a little bit. Make sure you still have 36 inches between your heels on this side. Right hip forward, arms and head together, stomach in. Exhale, go down front side. Tuck your chin to your chest. Try to bring your forehead to your knee, and then you can bring your knee the rest of the way. Forehead and knee touching. Front side compression. Throat choked, eyes open. Breathing normally in this pose as normally as you can. Stretch your arms forward beyond your toes and shift some weight, again, into your left front leg so your left hip comes up and your right hip comes down, leveling your hips to the same level as the mat. Eyes open, breathing normally. Try to lock both knees, arms and head together. Inhale, come up. Turn to the front, step in, arms down. All right, let's do that one again. Toes and heels together. Inhale, arms over your head sideways again. Nice tight grip with no space between your palms. Cross only your thumbs, maintain the tight grip and biceps with your ears. Step to the right 3 feet with precision, just one step at a time. Now, turn. So each step, do it as though it's the only thing you have to do in the pose. Left hip forward, 2 heels in one line, arms and head together. Exhale, go down front side, tuck your chin to your chest, extend and reach your arms forward, not even in line with your toes. But it very specifically says in the dialogue, fingers beyond your toes, so that you really get a big stretch to the back side of your body. Press your fingers into the floor, arms straight position, back leg straight position. So in this pose, you do have a rounded spine. There is space for your front knee to bend, but that's it. Everything else is pretty straight, pretty solid. Suck your stomach in. Round in a little more. Change. Inhale, come up. Arms and head together. Turn, face opposite direction. Reopen your step. Take back the 3 feet to which you're entitled. Right hip forward, 2 heels in one line. Before you round in, inhale, lengthen. Now exhale. Suck your stomach in on the exhale. Round over yourself. Tuck your chin to your chest. Forehead on your knee. Stretch your arms forward beyond your toes. Press your fingers into the floor. Again, give yourself some leverage. That's how an arch works. The bases of the arch press inward to the peak of the arch in order to create that roundness. So here, press your fingers into the floor. Press your back leg into the floor and find more roundness, more stability right there at your mid-spine where you've got the greatest part of the arch. Try to lock both knees, arms and head together. Inhale, come up. Turn to the side. Step in with your right leg and bring your arms down. Now face whichever direction you like for tree pose and toe stand. Tadasana and Padangusthasana. Toes and heels together. Shift your weight to your left leg. Straight left leg once we begin. Bring your right leg up to the middle of your thigh, or actually bring it all the way up, heel touching your yoga costume. And allow your right knee to come down and back. Now this is the point where you need to, if you haven't already, straighten your left leg. Start to bring your right knee down so your 2 knees, maybe one day, are in line. 2 hips, 2 shoulders in one line. Press down through your left leg foot, lengthen and stretch, and then if you can balance there, bring your right hand to the center of your chest. If your foot doesn't slide, if your right hip doesn't have to grip to hold your foot up, bring your left hand up. Toes and heels together, shift your weight to your right leg. With your right hand, pick up your left leg. Bring it all the way up, heel touching your yoga costume, sole of your foot facing the ceiling, left knee down and back. And if you can't see your hips, you're just going to have to feel it today. Level your hips. A lot of times it's the left hip that tries to sag down. Pull it up. Level your shoulders on top of your hips. Stomach in. Thigh tight. Left hand up. Maybe right hand up. Maybe not today. Just depends. Maybe with less heat, maybe you need to hold your foot. So honor what your body needs today. Change. Toes and heels together. Toe stand. I'm going to give the directions, but I've got a stress fracture in my heel, so toe stand is not happening for me today. So shift your weight into your left leg, bring your right leg up, middle of your thigh or wherever it's comfortable. In fact, you can hold your foot throughout this entire portion of the pose. Right hand to the center of your chest. Now, all you have to do to go from tree pose to toe stand is shift where you're looking. Instead of looking straight ahead, start to look at the floor 4 feet in front of you. Now you've done the very first step of toe stand. That means that you're in toe stand to the best of your ability. If you can, start to stretch your body forward. Eventually, with your legs straight, your knee locked, you'll come down and you'll have fingertips on the floor. Bring a little weight forward into your fingertips. Now, over time, bend your knee, sit down on your heel, and bring your hands to both sides on the floor. Balance on your fingertips. Stretch your spine to the ceiling, but keep your eye gaze on the floor, 2 knees level. And then from there, bring your left hand up and your right hand up, and now lift and lengthen your spine. Change. Come Come out the opposite way you went in, toes and heels together. Look straight ahead again. And this time pick up your left leg. Middle of your thigh, wherever it's comfortable. If you can go higher, higher is better. And once you get the leg in position, now shift your gaze to the floor, 4 feet in front of you. And you can either go down. If you're staying in a more upright position, keep your eyes to the floor, pull in through your abdomen, and possibly start to with a flat back. Just stretch forward the tiniest bit and hold your position in stillness. If you're going all the way down, please, by all means, go all the way down, sit on your heel. Once you've got your hips to your heel, walk your hands around so your fingertips are on the floor. Allow your body to stabilize as you lift your spine to knees level. And then once you've got that stabilization, bring your left hand up and your right hand up, and then once you're stable there, then you can lift your gaze and stretch your spine to the ceiling. Come out opposite the way you went in. Toes and heels together. Turn around. Lay down on your back. Savasana. Just going to double check. So as you lay here, again, keep in mind that Savasana is its own position. So do this with the same fidelity that you do standing head to knee, or half moon, or triangle pose. So right now, lay down on your mat. Bring your heels together, and then soften your legs so your legs just fall to opposite sides. Bring your arms very close to your body so your heart has to work as little as possible to maintain some stillness and breath. Turn your palms to the ceiling. Keep your eyes open if you're able to. Breathe in your nose and out your nose. It doesn't have to be a really prolonged breath or a super profound breath. Just find a comfortable breathing pattern for you where you're able to fill your lungs and nourish your body with oxygen. And exhale as much as you inhale. So if you inhale over a yogic count of 5, let's say, make your exhale the same. With every exhale, soften your body a little bit more, especially those areas that we hold so tight, shoulders, hands, your brow. You may even be holding some tension in your hips. Soften that even further. In fact, here with this next exhale that you take, just melt into your mat. Feel your shoulders press into the mat a little more. Feel the back of your heel press into the mat more. And take a few more quiet breaths. One more inhale and one more exhale. And then on your next inhale, window moving pose. Inhale, right leg lift up. Hold your right leg 2 inches below the knee. Pull your knee out and around toward your shoulder. Avoid the ribcage. If you find that your right elbow is touching the floor, there's a little too much relaxation, so pull your body back to the left. Pull your knee toward your shoulder, and then once you get it toward the shoulder, instead of pulling up toward the shoulder, press in a downward motion to increase the compression at the hip and in your lower right abdomen. Now, if your left calf muscle comes off the floor, flex your left foot to help straighten the leg as much as possible. Elbows in, shoulders down, tuck your chin to your chest, back of your neck, total spine, flat to the floor. Change, switch sides. Right leg down, left leg up. Interlock and just 2 inches below the knee. Pull your knee out, around, in, and then downward pressure. Same here. If your left elbow is resting on the floor, roll a little bit more to the right. You can flex your right foot, but soften your left foot at the ankle. Tuck your chin, look down the center line of your body, and increase the compression in your lower left abdomen. Change, toes and heels together. Bring your arms and your legs down for a moment. And at the same time, bring both legs up. Grab your elbows over your knees. Feet together side by side, relaxed position. Just let your feet hang heavy like grapes on a vine. Pull your knees towards your chest. Bring your tailbone down as much as possible and look down the center line of your body. Create compression in your lower abdomen and at the same time, simultaneously, work your spine flatter to the mat. Change. Heels together, toes open, palms up. 2. Right leg lift up. Pull your right leg in, elbows in, shoulders down. Even in this position, see if you can feel the left and right side of the musculature of your spine. See if you can feel those areas pressing evenly onto the mat, both the left and the right side. You may need to roll a little bit to make that happen. You can add energy to your left leg if your calf muscle is coming off the floor. And feel the opposition here as you pull up and in with your right leg and in downward pressure, extend through your left leg. So feel some diagonal length occur on your body from the sole of your left foot up through to your right shoulder. And switch sides. So lengthening your body instead of just kind of horizontally or vertically. Here we've got a little bit of diagonal. So lengthen and reach through your right leg as you pull up and then down with your left leg. Elbows in, shoulders down, tuck your chin to your chest. And change. Toes and heels together. And now that we've kind of created that X with the body, let's even it out. Grab your elbows, feet together side by side, and now pulling the left and the right side evenly and simultaneously. Pull in toward you, down through your shoulders, soften your feet. Change. Heels together, toes open. Take a moment to relax, and as you do, let's talk just for a moment about the sit-up. In order to maximize the strengthening of the abdomen, when you flex your feet, envision anchoring your heels on the mat. Try to not let your heels slide up toward the top of the mat or down toward the bottom. That's going to be a very challenging thing to do. But anchor your heels so much that your body's only option is to round at the spine. Bring your toes and heels together, flex your feet, arms over your head, cross your thumbs. Take a deep breath, stomach in, and round up. Grab your big toes. Double exhale, elbows to the floor, forehead to your knees. Turn around, lay down on your stomach. Bhujangasana Cobra pose. Again, Cobra series focusing on behaving as though you don't have two individual legs, but rather a singular Cobra tail. So make the Cobra tail, toes and heels together, hands under your shoulders, fingertips in line with the top of your shoulders, elbows in, shoulders down, and chin forward. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Come up using your 100% spine strength. Come up halfway only until just your belly button is on the floor. Even thighs so tight that even your kneecaps are lifted off the floor. And arms, elbows make a 90-degree angle. If you don't quite have the 90-degree angle, press just a little bit with your hands. Lift your chest up, elbows in, shoulders down. Come up. Change. Lower down. Turn your head to the right side. Second set, chin forward, hands under your shoulders, fingertips in line with the top of your shoulders, no higher, no lower. And elbows in. That's going to take some power and some mindfulness on your part to draw the elbows in toward the body. Legs together, tops of your feet flat on the floor. Take a deep breath, inhale, lift up. Again, you can use some hand strength to create the proper compression of the spine, but not lifting all the way up for this particular Cobra. So coming up mostly under the power of your back. Use just a little bit of hand power if you need to. Elbows in, shoulders down, thighs tight. Look up, come up, and slowly lower. This time, look to the left. Put your right ear on the towel. Bring your toes together. Let your heels separate. Soften your body on the mat. And take this opportunity for stillness. Locust pose, Salabhasana. I've come to really enjoy this pose over time. So turn your hands over and separate your fingers. So wide hands for this one. It is the only pose in Bikram method yoga where we are instructed to bring the fingers separate from one another rather than together. So bring your arms under your body, elbows underneath your stomach, and separate the fingers of your hands and grab the floor. Now bring your chin forward. If you've got tenderness in your neck, you can look down at the mat. Otherwise, look forward. Relax your left leg. Just let it be soft. Put the strength of your left and your right leg into your right leg. Take a deep breath. Lock your right knee, right leg lift up. Lock your knee, point your toe. Use the opposition again. So press your right hip down into your right forearm to give you some leverage to lift your right leg up higher. Come up, go up, slowly lower down. Now right away, soften your right leg. Strengthen your left leg, solid concrete. Inhale, left leg, lift up. Lock your knee, point your toe, extend your leg back. Press down through your left hip into your left forearm to leverage the lift. Come up, change. Third part, readjust to bring your arms closer together. Shift your center of gravity more from your hips and abdomen up to your shoulders and chest. Turn your mouth in, legs together. Take a deep breath without bending your knees. Both legs lift up. Both legs lift up. Press down through your chest. Press down through your face. Lift up. And slowly lower. Bring your arms out from underneath and turn to look to the right. Next one, chin forward, arms underneath. Bring your arms a little closer together. Work the straight arm position. Regain that. Relax your left leg, right leg solid. Inhale, right leg, lift up. It's normal if you have some discomfort in your elbows in this pose. We don't keep our arms in a straight position very often during the day, even though it's part of our natural range of motion. Change, right leg down, left leg up. So here, you're just kind of gaining that back. We do so much bending at the elbow, working on computers, driving, working on devices. Here, gaining back some of that straight arm position. Change. Toes and heels together, turn your head in, mouth on the towel. Can you bring your legs just a little bit tighter together? Lock your knees, point your toes, lift your legs up. And it's better to have your legs straighter than higher. So even if you're only able to lift your legs 1 inch, but keep them perfectly straight, now you're doing better. Lift just a little bit higher once you get them straight. Come up, change, lower down, look to the left, and allow your legs, your shoulders, everything, just allow it to relax. Full locust pose, Purna Salavasana. And I love this pose because it's dichotomous. So here as you reach your arms out, you've got to make your upper body really broad and wide, while simultaneously making your lower body very narrow, tight, and compact. So do these two opposite things with your body. The tighter you make the legs, the more space is available to your upper body to lift and expand. All 5 fingers together, chin forward, legs together. Take a deep breath. Inhale, arms, chest, head, legs, everything. Lift up, 747, taking off, chin up, chest up, look up, go up, fingertips. Same level as the top of your head. Raise your legs a little higher, squeeze your legs together, come up. Slowly lower, look to the right, and now soften at the upper body, soften at the lower body. So give a little more space to your lower body and contract a little bit more through your upper body. It's all about shifting the space within your body. You've got the same amount of space within your body. It's just where in a particular pose do you use that space? Here we need the space at the spine and the chest. So squeeze your legs together and cut off the space there because you don't need it there. So chin forward, arms out to the sides, squeeze your legs together, make them straight. We need the space up here, so squeeze it together down there. Take a deep breath. Inhale, arms, chest, head, legs, everything lift up. And the more you straighten your legs, the more arching is available to you. The more you contract your thighs, the more space is available to you in your upper body. Stretch through your shoulders, open through your chest, look up to the ceiling, come up, go up, change. Slowly lower, look to the left, right here on the towel. So each pose is essentially the same in that manner. Finding where you need the space and where can you borrow the space from. Bow pose Dhanurasana. Chin forward. Bend your knees, reach back, hold your feet 2 inches below the toes. Nice, tight grip. If you had to separate your knees to get the grip, no problem. Just start to walk your knees back in toward the center line. Wrist straight, pointed toes. You should look like 2 wheels in one base. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Kick your legs up. Kick your legs back. Look up toward the ceiling and roll forward like a wheel. Toes in the center from the side. Now knees in and wrist straight. Pointed toes. Kick back, kick up, look up, change, slowly lower down. So what do we mean by wrist straight? If you've got a big grip on the foot, you will bend at the wrist. Grab a little bit more across the top of your foot, and here your wrist will remain straighter. So that's what we mean by straight wrists. Chin forward for the second set. So reach back, and again, if you're getting a grip all the way across the front of your foot, the top of your foot, maybe slide that grip around just a little bit and have a straighter wrist. Knees in, wrist straight, pointed toes. Take a deep breath, kick your legs up, kick your legs back, and look up. Roll forward, knees in, wrist straight, pointed toes. Use the kick to lift your chest, soften through your shoulders a little more. Roll forward, change, slowly lower. Look to the left, right here on the toe. Fixed firm pose, Supta Vajrasana. Again, because I've got that stress fracture in my heel, I will be instructing you rather than fully joining you. But let's do this first. The first instruction in fixed firm is to come to the top of your mat and sit in Vajrasana. So before anything else, we always sit actually on the heels. Give your knees a chance to adjust to the stretch. Then, if it's in your practice, you can go further. If this is as far as you can go, or if this is even too much, bring some weight into your hands. Stretch through your knees without creating sharp pain. If you sit in Vajrasana and this feels okay, let's make this angle at the knee even smaller, and the only way to do so is to separate your feet and then sit between your heels, again, making that angle even more acute. So if you can sit between your heels, go ahead, sit between your heels, but make sure that your heels touch constantly, the outside of your hips, with your foot pointing straight back, not out to the sides. So straight back. If you can sit comfortably in that position, put your hands on your feet and go down right elbow, left elbow. Touch your head on the floor, rest your shoulders on the floor, and relax your upper body. Then, bring your arms over your head, grab your elbows, pull down toward the floor, in toward your head, tuck your chin, and lift your chest. Now again, not your abdomen, lift your chest. Draw a line across your chest from left armpit to right armpit. See if you can lift that area, that very stiff area of the body, lift that up. Now if your knees are coming off the floor, maybe widen your knees just a little bit. If your knees are not coming off the floor, see if simultaneously you can bring your legs a little closer together to stretch a little more directly through the top of the thigh and straight down through the front side of the ankle. Then come up, right elbow, left elbow, and turn around, lay down on your back in Savasana. So if your knees lift off the mat in that pose, nothing bad is going to happen to you. In fact, there's a yin pose called ankle stretch, which is very similar, and your knees come off the floor. But in ankle stretch, it's exactly that. It's an ankle stretch. And fixed firm, we want a more comprehensive stretch across the front of the body. So keep your knees on the floor at the angle that you're able to with your legs. Toes and heels together, flex your feet. Anchor your heels. Arms over your head. Inhale, round your body up. Exhale, elbows to the floor, forehead to your knees. And round two. So come into this pose fresh and new each time. It's good to use information from set one to determine maybe where you're headed in set two. But with each breath you take, your body kind of renews itself and you're in a new place. So don't assume that because you were able to do this pose in set one, that you'll be able to do it in set two, and vice versa. Maybe you can do set two, even though set one was very challenging for you. So sit on your heels, then possibly sit between your heels, and then start to recline your body into a supine position. Right elbow, left elbow, touch your head on the mat. Any of those points in between are all the pose. So if you've got to stop at one of those points, go ahead and stop, hold there, hold your comfortable seat, the meaning of the word asana, and take some breaths. If you're fully reclined, grab your elbows over your head, lift your chest, tuck your chin to your chest, and eventually start to work your knees together. If
you're fortunate enough that your legs are already together due to your anatomy and your flexibility today, then maintain legs together and add some muscular pressure inward. Start to work the inner thighs a little bit more. Inhale, come up. One elbow at a time, turn around, lay down fully on your mat. We're getting there, you guys. You're doing great. Time for a sit up. Bring your toes and heels together. Flex your feet, arms over your head, cross your thumbs. Inhale, sit up. Grab your big toes, elbows to the floor, forehead to your knees, and the pose everybody's been waiting for. Half tortoise pose. Feels so good. So come toward the back of your mat and sit in Vajrasana again. Position not unfamiliar to us. We were just here, knees together, feet together, no gap under your ankles. Inhale, lengthen your spine, arms overhead, palms together, cross your thumbs. Keep your chin forward, suck your stomach in, and lengthen again, without doing such a swan dive. Make more of a flat back, a straight spine, as you lengthen first across the surface of your mat, and then bring your head below your heart. Touch your forehead on the mat, baby fingers touch the mat, the rest of your arms off the floor in the air. It's a relaxing pose, but keep a lot of activity, forward movement through your shoulders and your arms, very engaged. Hips touch your heels throughout the pose if you're able to. Slide your arms more forward. Palms together. Inhale. Come up. Arms and head together. Arms down to your side. Turn around, lay down. So I can't wait when this pandemic is all beyond us, or at least mostly beyond us. I think we're going to have a whole different reality after this. I can't wait to come up and see you guys in person. I miss each and every one of you. You guys are my home away from home. Let's do this. Sit up, toes and heels together. Flex your feet, arms over your head, cross your thumbs. Inhale, sit up, grab your big toes, elbows to the floor, forehead to your knees. Nice and rounded at the top. Work that flexibility. Turn around and come back to your starting position. Knees and feet together, hips touch your heels. Inhale, arms overhead. Take a moment, look straight ahead of you. Then lengthen and lift your spine, become taller. Stretch forward. Hips to heels. If they separate, that's normal. But your goal is hips to heels as much as possible. Forehead touches, baby fingers touch. The rest of your arms off the floor in the air. Now, if you've got tenderness in your knees and you're unable to create a sharp bend at the knee, you can absolutely stay lifted. You can walk yourself into this position and bring your head below your heart, and then start to reach your arms and shoulders forward. This is fine as well. Going to whatever your end point is, meeting your potential for the day. That's all your goal is. Palms together, arms and head together. Inhale, come out the way you went in. Arms down to your sides. Turn around, lay down. Toes and heels together. Flex your feet, arms over your head, cross your thumbs. Inhale, sit up, grab your big toes. Elbows to the floor, forehead to your knees. And now for the master pose. In the floor series, our biggest backward bend. Treat yourself to this one. Come up for camel pose, Ustrasana. Stand on your knees, 6 inches apart inside the legs, between your knees and your feet. Hands to your hips. Now remember, this is the pose. Hands to your heels is also the pose, but don't feel like you're doing less than if your hands are on your hips. This is the pose. Thumbs to the outside, fingers down, and rather than elbows out, draw your elbows back behind you so you can press forward and use your arms as a support. Take a deep breath, drop your head back, and go back halfway. Go back to the point where you feel like you can still support yourself. Now, if it's in your practice, hands to your heels, thumbs to the outside, fingers to the inside. Take a deep breath, lift your chest, push your hips forward. If you feel like your hips are sliding back, you're better with hands on your hips. If you can keep your thighs perpendicular to the floor, then hands to your heels, look through your chest, drop your head back. Hands to your hips, lift your chest. Head comes up last. Sit down, turn around. Very powerful backward bend. If you're in an unheated environment today, maybe go a little bit less with the backward bend and find a great deal of strength in your thighs and in your abdomen as they support your body. Toes and heels together, flex your feet, arms over your head, cross your thumbs, inhale, sit up, grab your big toes, elbows to the floor, forehead to your knees. And second set. If you were able to do second set just fine, keep the 6 inches. That's going to direct this backward bend a little more centrally toward the spine. If that was a little too much for your hips or your back today, then open your knees just a little bit, and that will offer a little bit more space through your low back. Maybe it'll make it more accessible for you today. Hands on your hips. Take a deep breath, lift your chest, rock your head back. Go to what works for you today. 360-degree ankle backward bending. Hands back on your hips. Chest comes up, straight spine position, and then return to your Savasana. Again, Savasana, do it with fidelity. Lay down right away. Bring your heels together. Let your toes separate. And it's not just a request, but a command to find a fully relaxed position with breath. Toes and heels together, flex your feet, arms over your head, cross your thumbs, inhale, sit up. Double exhale, elbows to the floor, forehead to your knees. Rabbit pose, the counter to camel pose. So, Sasandasana. Sit with your knees and feet together. You're welcome to pull the towel over your heels, or if you don't need it today, you don't have to. But get a grip on your heels, thumbs to the outside, fingers to the inside. If your arms don't quite reach all the way, reach in that direction, and then as soon as you round down and you're able to, then get the grip. Get the grip from the start. Lift it, stomach in, round it to yourself. Touch your forehead on your knees, top of your head to the floor. Pull your heels until your arms are in a fully straight position. Don't turn your head from side to side once it touches the mat. Roll forward like a wheel, and if your forehead and knees have separated, you can walk your knees closer to your forehead. More experience. Start to bring your heels closer together and shoulders away from your ears. Total spine stretching top to bottom with very little weight at the top of your head. Roll forward. Keep the grip on your heels. Pull yourself back to starting position. Round your spine. Head arrives at the top last. Turn around, lay down. Rabbit pose, using the grip against your heels as leverage to create a more round spine. You've been working for close to 90 minutes to fully open your body. So here, you'll get some of the best forward rounding that you're able to during class. Toes and heels together, flex your feet. Arms overhead, cross your thumbs, inhale, sit up, grab your big toes, elbows to the floor, forehead to your knees, and turn around. Second set, rabbit pose. Get the grip on your heels. Press down through your shins. That kind of acts as your base, like your feet. So press down through your shins as you lengthen. Tuck your chin, round in. Forehead to knees, top of your head to the mat. Don't turn your head. Roll forward with very little weight in the top of your head. Use your grip and your shins as the pressure point. So shins to the mat, grip against your heels. Roll forward until your arms are straight, and then from there, bring your shoulders away from your ears and roll forward yet another inch. Make sure your total spine is stretching top to bottom. It's easy to get in the upper spine here. Well, not easy, but it's easiest to get in the upper spine. So as you bring your heels closer together, now you're directing some of that stretch more to the low back. Pull in through your abdomen, roll forward, keep the grip on your heels, and roll out. Hips touch your heels, round your spine up, bone by bone. Head arrives at the top last. Turn around, lay down. So we've got a little bit of stretching and compression at the end. And then, like most yoga practices, we will finish with a twist so that we just realign that spine, and then we do our final breathing. Toes and heels together, flex your feet, arms overhead, cross your thumbs, sit up, grab your big toes. Head to knee with stretching pose, Janu Shavasana with Paschimottanasana. Sit with both of your hips facing straight ahead, whether that's toward your device or toward one end of your mat. Either way, both hips face straight ahead. Bring your right leg out,
Bend your left knee, press the sole of your foot into your thigh, and create 90 degrees at the legs. Arms over your head. Get a nice tight grip. Inhale, lengthen. Turn to the right. Grab your foot. Pull your toes, flex your foot, chin to chest, forehead to knee. If you can't get the grip or you can't touch your forehead on your knee, bend your knee until you can do both of those things. You must do both of those things to be in the pose. And then roll to the left a little bit. Both shoulders in one line. Change. Arms overhead. Switch sides. Inhale, lengthen. Turn. Round in. Again, if you can get that grip, go for it. If you're unable to, then bend your knee. And what you can do is over time, once your forehead is on your knee, you can press your forehead and over time start to straighten that leg as you gain more flexibility through the back side of your leg. Forehead to your knee, flex your left foot, elbows toward the floor. Change. Inhale, arms up, legs together, lay down, watch for what's behind you. And sit up. Grab your big toes from the top with your middle and index finger. Same here. If you can't quite get that grip, bend your knees, and everybody, anchor your heels. So whether you've got bent knees or whether your legs are straight, anchor your heels and walk your hips back so you're sure to stretch the underside of your legs. And now work the opposition. As you send your hips back, lengthen your low back, and send your spine forward. If you can hold with straight legs, pull your toes, flex your feet, stretch your body forward. Touch your stomach on your thighs, bend your elbows out. Put your chest on your knees, don't drop your head, chin forward, and eventually over time, work to touch your head to your feet. Change. Turn around, lay down. We'll do one more set of that. Toes and heels together, flex your feet, arms over your head, cross your thumbs, inhale, sit up, grab your big toes, elbows to the floor, forehead to your knees, and turn to your direction of choice, head to knee with stretching pose. So again, this time, I'm just gonna change my angle for you. As you reach your right leg out and bend your left knee in, when you turn, aim the center of your chest over the middle of your thigh, rather than chest forward this way and bringing your arms to the side. Bring the entire body unit over. So lengthen your body over your leg. That'll give you a little better stretch through your left QL, your left low back. And if possible, keep your left knee reaching down toward the floor and away from your body. Try to anchor both of your sitting bones. Anchor your left knee if possible. Change. Arms overhead. Switch sides. So same premise. Other side. Up, twist, aim straight ahead, and reach for it. And at the same time, press your right knee down and away rather than leaning more onto your left sitting bone. Anchor them both. Forehead to knee. Change. Lay down onto your back. Bring both legs forward. And as you sit up, grab your big toes. If you find when you sit up that your pinky toes start to turn in, you're trying to use the outside of your leg muscles a little more, which is normal. That's our strongest one. We've got to use a little more inner thigh strength. So you find that your toes are curving in. Rotate your knees inward so the tops of your thighs, bring them in so your toes start to peel back. It's going to be a stronger stretch. It's going to feel more challenging, but it's the right way. And then walk your hips back. Pull your toes, flex your feet, stretch forward the best you can. Now, if you can't straighten your legs, you keep your legs just like this. Same thing, legs together. Walk your hips back the best you can. Lengthen your spine, stretch over your legs in the straightest position possible for you today. Nice straight spine, the straightest legs possible, working on that flexibility. Change, turn around, lay down. We're going to go directly from our spine twist into our final breathing exercise. So this will be your last sit-up. Bring your toes and heels together, flex your feet, arms over your head, cross your thumbs, inhale, sit up. Grab your big toes, elbows to the floor, forehead to your knee. And turn again to your direction of choice for spine twist. Bend your left knee on the floor. If that's not possible for you today, you can keep the legs straight, but right heel up and over. And just to the top of your knee rather than all the way down on your left thigh. Point your right foot or left foot toes beside your right hip. Right hand to the base of your spine. Use your arm as a template for your spine. Inhale, left arm up and over. Push your knee back with the help of your elbow. Turn your wrist. Grab your knee with your hand. Inhale, chest up, rib cage open, spine straight. Look over your right shoulder. Now, if your spine stays straight, you can lift your right hand off the floor. If your spine starts to slump, keep your hand behind you. And again, use it as a template. Look back and twist, twist, change. Switch sides. Bend your right knee on the floor. Left heel just to the top of your knee. Right foot toes point beside your left hip, both sitting bones on the floor. Left hand to the base of your spine. Right arm, a big cross over the body. Turn your wrist, grab your knee with your hand. Inhale, chest up, spine straight, rib cage open. With the rear left shoulder. You can lift your left hand off the floor if that's in your practice. Look back and twist, twist, change. Face whichever direction works for you. Ideally sitting in Vajrasana, but if that's not possible, if you've got something going on with your knees, your feet, your ankles, you can sit in Sukhasana. Both positions require that your arms act as a brace. So if you're sitting on your heels, arms on your thighs. If you're sitting cross-legged, arms beside you so you can relax your stomach, relax your shoulders, and relax your face. 60 exhales by your mouth. The inhale happens automatically. 2 sets. Draw some air into your lungs. Begin your exhales. Got any tension, relax it now. So rather than a shh, just soften your jaw, just a blowing out. Set 2, a little bit faster. Straighten your arms, draw some air into your lungs, and begin. About halfway there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome job, you guys. I miss you all. I hope you're all doing well. Go ahead, lay down. Take this time for yourself. Heels together, toes open, palms up. And I read something yesterday that really resonated with me. It said, if things were meant to happen any other way, they would have. So be here. Know you're in exactly the right space, in exactly the right time. Great work today, you guys. Rest, and we'll see you soon. Namaste.